Good morning to everybody joining us on the game drive here at Amakhala Game Reserve in the Eastern Cape. We started off with the three amigos, nice and early, and I'm pretty glad that we have found them when we did, because it seems like we're going to have some extreme weather a little bit later. Hoping that rain doesn't come so we can continue doing what we're doing, but yeah, we'll just keep our fingers crossed. So my name is Andrew and I have Paul behind the camera, and we're going to be taking you on safari here in the Eastern Cape, here in Amakhala Game Reserve, and we're going to start off with these cheetahs that are over here. So we're going to spend some time with them. I think we'll do a good few segments here. Sun is still out, which is nice, hence the reason why they're out in the sun. They want to try and keep warm, but there is a bitter cold wind blowing at the moment. Shame, they must be pretty cold. I mean, they do have fur on their body, but it's quite a short fur. But they're smart enough to realize that just to lay in the middle of the sun is going to be a good way for them to warm up quite nicely, and they can continue their day. I believe earlier on they were showing interest in hunting some zebra, which they have given up for now. I don't see any evidence of dewlaps. I know big, heavy male leopards, they tend to grow those dewlaps on the front of their body. I've seen one male leopard in my entire time in the bush with a nice big dewlap, but no, not with cheetah. So for them to cool down, they're going to need to pant, which is basically allowing air in and out the mouth, just breathing quite heavily, just trying to cool down, almost like a radiator effect. Just beautiful, nice dark coloring. So for many years, actually, they used to say that older giraffes are going to be darker in color, like this gentleman over here. But there's been some new research done that old giraffes aren't necessarily dark. It's sort of the bulls that are very dominant and in a very mature state. They tend to go dark in coloration. Makes a good indicator for females. So if there were females around here interested in breeding, it's said that they are attracted to these very dark males like this. And if we watch this giraffe very carefully, you might find on a day like today, when there is so much wind, that this giraffe might over browse and on certain thorn bushes. And the reason for that is, a lot of these thorn bushes do release a chemical called tannin, which we've often spoken about before. And in some instances, the tannins can be released into the air via pheromones. Now, if the wind is blowing down in the south and going in a south direction, a giraffe is going to sort of feed in a north direction and not really worry about irritating the plant so much so that the tannins are being released in the form of the pheromones, because essentially the wind is blowing all those pheromones into an area that he is not necessarily going to feed in. But giraffes need to be really vigilant about really not irritating the plants that they feed on, because if they're not careful, pheromones are released communicating to other sweet thorns that there are overbrowsers in the area. And if this giraffe is not careful, then the entire area sort of that he's feeding in becomes bitter and unpalatable. And that's the prime reason why you see giraffes eating on a few leaves here and there, moving off, going on to the next bush, eating a few leaves here and there, moving on to the next bush. Just allowing the plant to settle down and not release those pheromones, those chemicals into the air.
Beautiful. As you can see, those two males, very dark, very black, and of course the female's got that greyish color to her, but of course busy eating all the little seeds that's lying on the ground. Lots of seeds, a lot of grass seeds at the moment. Definitely this time of the year, these grasses are releasing all their little seeds, so it is quite nice to see these big birds. Of course, the largest bird in the world is these ostriches. So yeah, as I say, it's a nice one to see at Madikwe. We haven't seen an ostrich yet. We haven't put one on screen yet. We have seen one, but it was briefly the other day. But it's nice just to get to see these amazing birds around here. I don't think they do too well in this area, because we haven't, as I said, we haven't seen so many. So because I think the predation side of things is quite high. So I think for the chicks, the survival rate for these ostrich chicks is going to be very small. I mean, we've got things, of course, all the predators, lions, you've got cheetah, wild dogs, things like that can pretty much prey on the ostrich chicks. That's it, slap that mud against yourself. The whole idea is, of course, is protection for that skin. Keeping the skin in good condition, making sure that the skin is not going to get too badly damaged by the heat, by the sun, as well as, you know, that elephants, they don't have those oxpeckers roaming around on their bodies, taking all the ticks and fleas off of them. So if they need to get rid of parasites, it's the best way to do it, is to cake your body full of mud, let that mud suffocate all those parasites that's around on the body. And once that is done, then it's going to go towards a tree and then rub that mud off. And while it rubs that mud off, it's going to, of course, remove those parasites. And we've got such small elephants that's having a ball of a time in this water. They are having such a party. You can see these young little ones splashing about and just being little kids. Oh, aren't they adorable? The rest are just having a drink, but no, there's three of them here, and these three are definitely rough and tumble in the water, and they are just having a time of their lives. Look at them, aren't they so sweet? And the one is complete, there's two of them that's completely, oh, that little one at the back, oh, he's trying to get through. He wants to be part of the party. It's a big male that's just come in. So of course this big male that came in, all of them looks like it's coming towards him and just coming to greet him. And off they go.
Ah, just look at the little ones. And already they are growing up so quickly as well. Yes, you can still see they are calves and they are much different to the adults, not just with regards to the actual size, but the coloration of the body as well. But you can see they are not clumsy, falling over their legs anymore. They adapt so quickly and they grow up so quickly. For that they can defend themselves when they need to. If the herd gets separated, you know, they can hopefully get away, which is unfortunately not always the case. It's been a wonderful day with all of you on Escape to Nature. And as I said, Alex will be in tomorrow. I will be back on Tuesday. Looking forward to having some more fun with all of you. But thank you so much, as always, for sending through your answers, your questions, your quizzes, your comments, literally everything. I appreciate all of you so much. And I hope you have a beautiful Sunday. And yes, remember, Sunset Safari will be starting at 2:30 p.m. Central African Time. So do stay tuned for that later on as well. But of course, after this, it'll be Just Nature, where you can also get some more info for your Quizmania questions. But again, thank you so much for a brilliant day. I've definitely had a lot of fun with all of you today, and I hope you have a beautiful Sunday. And yes, thank you for making Tadiwa pronunciate all of the Afrikaans words. But I hope everyone has a beautiful Sunday. I'll see you on Tuesday.